Welcome back, adventurers. It's time to take a look at King's Quest 5 through 7. We're done with parser commands. We are now in the point-and-click era of the series.
Graham, watch out! A poisonous snake!
Aw yeah, King's Quest 5, absence makes the heart go yonder. Or was that absinthe? In this story, King Graham has to save his family from an evil wizard who has magically whisked them away to the far-off land of Delaware.
Hi, I'm in Delaware.
Actually, it's worse than Delaware. Graham's family was sent to the less-than-ideal vacation spot, Evil Island. Yes, it is actually called Evil Island. Sounds like the writers were on vacation when they came up with that one. You start out in the charming town of Serenia, which I was actually more than happy to stay in because I remember wandering around these screens the most as a kid. Now, I'm going to attempt to translate my excitement for this moment the best I can do via video form. Early on in the game, while I was still just exploring, I came upon this. Oh my god. It's amazing. When I found this temple carved into the rocks, my younger self did a jig all over the house. My sense of achievement was overflowing. My god, there is a hidden temple in the desert. What could be in it? Treasures, dead people, chocolate? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I found something so majestic. And an even greater achievement was finding this bandits camp, which is far more complicated to come across. I am telling you, after navigating the desert with the fear of dying from dehydration and clicking on that barrel of water when you find this camp, you feel like a boss, like you are actually progressing and figuring out these puzzles. And when you finally enter the temple, well, you break the staff and nobody can ever enter it ever again.
Oh no! The staff broke.
But that doesn't matter. What counts is that moment of discovery, and there are a lot of those in King's Quest V. Another scene that comes to mind right off the bat is when you enter Queen Isabella's lair.
I am Queen Isabella, and you have entered my domain now.
This is a pretty short cutscene, but I remember it so well due to this close-up shot of Isabella herself. It is so gorgeous and detailed. It was different than anything I was playing at the time, that's for sure. The image of her face is so striking to me, even though it only lasts a few seconds. It really shows how stunning King's Quest V is, especially for 1990. This was a significant leap in terms of graphics, which you can see when you compare it to its predecessor from 1988. The Perils of Rosella was still beautiful, basically the best EGA had to offer, but this is the first in the series to have VGA graphics, lip sync, and a point-and-click interface. There was also a CD version released that featured voice acting. Sierra veteran Josh Mandel performed the voice of King Graham.
Why? Why would this wizard, Mordak, want my castle? What could he have against me and my family?
That I don't know. Ooh, I only know that it was Mordak who took your castle and your family.
Oh, and I guess I should also mention Cedric, the rather unfortunate choice of a sidekick, voiced by Richard Aronson. Cedric is universally reviled by critics and fans, but at this point, at least for me, it's a love-hate thing, something I like poking fun at and something I connect to King's Quest V lovingly? I don't know, maybe I'm just used to him.
Ooh, there's nothing but a hot, dry desert for the West. Most people avoid it because there are bandits out there.
That voice, though, it's like Barry Gibb perpetually stuck in a falsetto. Next in our lineup is King's Quest VI, Air Today, Gone Tomorrow, the game that many people claim to be the best in the entire series. You'll find no argument for me. It's not my favorite King's Quest, but I would definitely say it is the best one in terms of concept, graphics, voice acting, and music. When I got my King's Quest collection, this is the first game I installed from it. You play as Alexander, son of King Graham and previously known as Gwydion from King's Quest III. Seriously amazing experience. The visuals alone enthrall me, and there are so many characters and fantastical elements that keep my interest in progressing through the game way up. But my favorite moment is riding a beautiful black horse named Nightmare to the land of the dead to help save your love interest parents who were assassinated.
Now ride! nightmare deposits Alexander on a strange, cold world.
Alexander has to make a deal with death to allow them to leave alive, and when you meet with him, you see he is sitting on this gigantic throne and has this crown that creates the entire land of the dead, constructed out of horrible memories of despair and tragedy. It really is quite the vision.
You would save 2 human souls and emerge alive from this realm yourself? That shall be a difficult challenge indeed.
Making death cry is your objective here, and though the voice acting gets a little cheesy in this cutscene,
he has the gauntlet!
Impossible!
It was still very powerful. I also love all the screens and things you need to accomplish that lead up to it. Everything from the Death Gate to riding across the river Styx, it's all very relevant to my interests. Oh, and how can one forget these guys? Another cool thing was the inclusion of fundamental motion capture techniques in which real actors and actresses were filmed, then edited to blend smoothly with the hand-painted backgrounds. The voice acting was also upgraded. In the previous game, most of the characters were performed by Sierra employees, but in this game, Alexander is played by Robbie Benson, known for performing the Beast in Disney's Beauty and the Beast.
Pardon me, maid. I hope you don't think me forward, but I see that you like roses.
The narrator was played by Bill Ratner, who has played so many narrator roles I don't even have time to list them all in this video. Seriously, look him up on IMDb, he is impressive.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Alexander, not in public. I could go on forever discussing elements from King's Quest VI. In my mind, it is easily the most whimsical in the series and has a downright magical feeling to it. A few other things worth mentioning are climbing the Cliffs of Logic to get to the Winged Ones on the Isle of the Sacred Mountain, helping out the Beast on the Isle of the Beast, and basically everything on the Isle of Wonder, especially Rotten Tomato.
How did you manage to fall off the vine, Mr. Tomato?
What do you think? I'm old, I'm rotten, yeah! Leave me alone!
And finally, King's Quest VII, The Princeless Bride. Now, many people regard this game as poorly designed and loathe it. Other people have great memories from it and love it. My personal opinion is despite it not being a well-designed game, I love it anyway. It was the first game I bought with my own money, and I was immediately drawn in by the cartoony aesthetic of the characters and the lush backgrounds that, as a kid, made me stare at my monitor like this. I truly think this game looks gorgeous. Every screen seems like it came straight from my imagination and daydreams, and I enjoyed exploring each land which always had a theme, like Ooga Booga Land and its morbidly cute design, and the land of Etheria, this dreamlike location in the clouds where you can visit the 3 fates.
Who are you?
We are the Fates, mortal.
Unfortunately, it does have some of the most whiny and annoying characters of any King's Quest.
A troll? I can't believe I'm a troll!
Shut up, bitch! Shut the fuck up!
And the interface is completely different. You also play as 2 characters, switching back and forth between Rosella and Valanice to complete the game. For my memorable moment, I'm choosing to talk about the introduction, which took me completely off guard as a kid when Rosella started to sing a song and prance around this beautiful world.
Grow up, young lady, that's what they all say. It's time to settle down, put childish things away.
It was something right out of a Disney movie for me. Well, maybe not quite Disney quality, more like Don Bluth quality. But still, I really like how this game looks. Okay, fine, the animation is a little janky, I can plainly see that. It may have its flaws, but I like this game unapologetically. Perhaps if it were given more attention, it would have won more people over. This was the first instance that I could remember in which the Sierra games used a more cartoony, 2D animated design, and at that point it was not refined, obviously. Since then, the style was improved upon, and other games in the same vein, like Torrance Passage, and especially Leisure Suit Larry 7, worked very well. To conclude this section, here's a clip of Valanice sinking into some purple sludge.
Well, that'll teach me to go slogging through the mud. I'll never do that again.
And there you have it, my favorite memories from the King's Quest franchise. I could go on and on naming more, but this is what we have for now. There are very few people I know who haven't played at least one of these games. Whether you like them or loathe them, they have absolutely earned their place in PC gaming history for their innovations. Everything from animated screens to decent lip sync, to new interfaces and graphics, cheeky humor, and epic adventures, King's Quest always did it well. Had IBM not taken a gamble on Sierra and given Ken and Roberta's original game a chance, we may not have any of these cool recollections, and that just wouldn't do. I really do hope you enjoyed these videos, and if you have memories that differ from mine, be sure to share them with me in the comments. I never tire of King's Quest conversation. Thanks, and I'll see you guys in the next one.